Hey guys, this is my E46 M3. So this is my 2005 E46 M3. It's a competition package, and it's in my favorite BMW color, and the logo's blue. It does look pretty good, but there are some imperfections in the paint, just like this paint chip. I'm sure without. I coated the car with G-Technic CSL, and I coated Evo on top of that. It looks pretty solid, especially under these lights, but it's not perfect, because I'm pretty sure the car's been resprayed in a few areas, so can't really make it perfect unless I think I had it professionally resprayed by a much better paint shop. This car was originally an SMG, but since then it has been converted to a manual by Lang Racing in California. I got the car and it had pretty much the stock shifter, and I wanted to change it up, so I put in this RTD. So the bell housing has been changed. I know like some people can bypass that by putting in one of these H-pattern RTD shifters or like a CAE, but I actually have the bell housing changed, so if I was ever to sell this car, I might need to change this back to the stock one to, I guess, prove that the bell housing was changed. But I do really enjoy using this RTD shifter. It's pretty smooth, and it's really satisfying rolling through gears in it. I got kind of the shorter one because I know they have a track version. I guess it's close to the wheel, but I felt like for street, this is all I needed. Also put in this yellow stitching Alcantara on here, and then the boot for the e-brake. Also, this came from like I think a 135, but it was perforated and it matches the steering wheel cover I put on. Also went with the the accent theme and put it on the steering wheel. Other than that, I don't think I did anything else to the interior. Obviously it has the competition trim. I still have the stock head unit, so there's missing pixels all over here, but it's pretty solid. I changed most of these pillars, but the only problem is the headliner is starting to sag. I don't know if you can tell, but that shouldn't be too bad because it's just in a small area. I should be able to just glue it up and get it back to normal. So other than the interior and the shifter, I've done quite a few things. I've reinforced the subframe, done the rod bearings, obviously put in these 18-inch Apex wheels at Arcades that everyone puts on their M3s because they do look pretty good. The car's running on KW V2s with Hotchkis sway bars and pretty much new bushings everywhere. A mixture between poly and stock. I don't know. I put a lot of different bushings on this car. I have them somewhere, but the car feels really good driving, to be honest. This is my daily driver, and I absolutely love this car. Yeah, I love it as much as this GT4, to be honest. Other than that, I mean, preventative maintenance, suspension. I did the exhaust work. I did, I think the section 2 is a status Gruppe. The rear muffler is a El Diablo by Rogue Engineering. And then I have the version 2 Rogue Engineering rasp pipes, which this car sounds really good. I'll put in an audio clip for that. But exterior wise, I haven't really done much besides, you know, cleaning up with some detailing and ceramic coating. I still need to get a CSL trunk. I want to get a front lip. I might raise the car a little bit if I put the front lip. It's not sitting like crazy low, but I think it's a pretty good ride height in my opinion. Overall though, like I said, I mean, I love this car. It is a great daily. And the manual swap, I mean, it feels like it was manual from factory. I had a 2003 E46 a few years before I got this one, and that was a true manual, and you honestly couldn't tell the difference between the two. This car has like 112K miles. I bought it like 102, so I've only had this car for like 10,000 miles. But I bought it like 2 years ago. The pandemic hit, and I really didn't have that much time to drive it. And also I have, you know, multiple cars, so I don't need to drive it every day, but I do usually drive it every day on the weekday. And then the GT4 is pretty much all I drive on the weekend because, I mean, it's perfect for that. And for some reason, I don't like to drive my GT4 like as a daily because I almost get numb to it. So it's nice having this car that I enjoy driving every day because I can't get enough of manual cars. They're so much fun to daily drive, especially if you don't have too much traffic. Fortunately, I'm only like 6-7 miles from my office and like 3-4 miles from my gym, and that's all I drive during the week. With the pandemic and everything, I haven't really needed to drive outside of that area. I don't really do too much, and if I do, I take the GT4 out, and honestly, that's an extremely easy manual to drive with the auto blip and everything. I mean, it's so easy. Not that this M3 isn't easy too. I mean, it's really simple, and rev matching feels really good in this car. I do plan on eventually doing some more power upgrades. I still haven't done overdrive or underdrive pulleys, whatever they're called. I want to do the Rogue Engineering ones. I'm only going to do like the street version, so it's not going to get rid of my AC or whatever. But that and headers and a tune, I think this car to me is sitting really good. Because the way I set up the exhaust was pretty much 4 headers. So right now it's a little quiet. It's got a really good tone, but it's not as loud as I wish it would be. Eventually, if I keep this car long term, I might do a supercharger or I might do the CSL box. That's kind of where I don't know which one I want more. I almost want to try out both, but both are pretty expensive. So that's it. That's my 2005 E46 M3. If you're looking in the market for one of these, I would definitely jump on one as soon as you can. Honestly, just get a coupe that's SMG or manual because the swap is just so good. They sell kits, and the bell housing, I'm pretty sure Lane Racing sells it themselves. Obviously, if you're not in California, it'll be hard to get them to do the work, but I'm sure you can get a reputable shop to do it in your area. But this car, it's really amazing. And for the money, even though they are a little pricey right now, I mean, shoot, this car I could probably sell for 25-30 grand, maybe more, and it's a manual swap that's been repainted. So if you can scoop up something for a good deal, I think it's worth it. Just keep in mind you gotta do the maintenance for the subframe, the rod bearings, and the vanos, and then you got a solid car to live with. I definitely think this is worth the hype.